like to welcome everyone along tonight. It's great to see. I was just looking through the names there, all those familiar names in the crowd. Taking your time out to come and listen to us, and we're absolutely stoked with the attendance we have here tonight. So it's real cool. A special shout out to all of our Resolution team members that I see that are in the crowd there. They love working for Resolution so much that they're taking their time out tonight to listen to us again. So that's cool. But it is good to see the team here. They might even learn something on the way through tonight as well. So so I'll just do a quick introduce myself first. Obviously, I'm Henry Douglas, the co-founder and director of Resolution. I'm also farming in the Te Anau Basin, which is the heart of where Resolution was originally started. So, it means a lot to us. I'm a family sheep and beef, and we've also run a Hereford stud here, Money Musk Hereford stud. So alongside my wife, our three kids, Ruby, Eva and Jack, my parents, Chris and Jane, and my sister Amanda are all part of our family operation. So I'm pretty lucky to be able to farm up here in this beautiful place, part of the country. It's not so beautiful this spring, and we're not going to talk about the weather tonight because I know many people around the country are suffering the same problems. So we're just going to talk about exciting stuff, not the weather, because I really don't want to talk about that. But most of the time, the Te Anau Basin is an absolute awesome place to farm, and is an awesome place to live. So and I'm definitely no polished MC. You'll probably find me at ease out in the paddock or moving a mob of cattle than running a webinar. But there's nothing like one farmer talking to a whole heap of fellow farmers and rural professionals. And to be honest, in the last wee while of travelling around the country, Paul and I doing all these grand tours that we have done. For starters, I think the very first year I was absolutely packing myself before I spoke in front of a crowd, and would probably sneak away and put a few beers under the belt so we could actually speak. But then I actually got to realise that speaking about something that we're so passionate about, and something that we're actually helping other farmers with, it's actually not hard. And once you get us going, we tend not to stop. So I'm very lucky tonight. To be joined by a couple of awesome ladies that are going to help me through it. So so to take the pressure off me and not me having to talk the whole time, you don't want to hear my voice for the next hour. I'm thrilled to join these ladies. They're both very busy dairy farmers, mums, and we're also incredibly lucky to have them helping us out with some jobs and work with Resolution. And they've also been trialling chat, which we're here tonight to talk about for the last prior months, just to help us to refine it and get it to where it is today, giving us feedback. So I think, without further ado, I'm going to let the ladies actually introduce themselves because they'll do probably a better job at it than me. So where you go, ladies? Whoever wants to go first?
Go, Trace.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Tracy Henderson, along with my husband, three kids, Ruby, Gus and Annie. We are 50-50 share milking 800 cows down in Aroa, which is right down the bottom of the South Island. And like Henry said, the weather, it's not nice down here today. And we also own another property with 600 cows that we have contract milkers on. We've been using Resolution right from the beginning, and we also have Resolution on our farm that has contract milkers. And I'm very lucky to be part of the Resolution team. You might have heard me on the phone sometimes giving you support. Really loving the job, and like Henry said, talking to the farmers. It's really easy to talk about something that is super handy on the farm. We use it all the time, and makes our life so much easier. So that is why we're here tonight to talk about the chat function that we've been trialing.
Thanks, Trace.
My name's Kirstie. My husband and I share milk 1,500 cows in Mount Somers, alongside with our 2- and 4-year-old Emerson and Wade. We run a large scale team of about 5 full-timers, a couple of car freeers from the UK, and ourselves. And so we onboarded Resolution when we took over this job in June 24, and then I jumped on the sales team because Paul twisted a rubber arm, and in January, and it's kind of, yeah, it's really cool. Like, I just love being able to talk to so many different people, and the amount that I probably get out of talking to everyone, you know, benefits our business hugely as well. Like, everyone just thinks of different things, you know, the same thing in 10 different ways, and you just implement the best way for your business. So yeah, that's me.
Cool. Yeah, no, thanks, Kirstie. Yeah, that is the best part of you know, of doing that, and yeah, all the people we meet, you know, and all the people that listen to us tonight. It's you know, we're absolutely buzzed by it. So yeah, obviously here tonight to, you know, really dive into the chat features like Tess said at the start. This is the start of our maybe mini series of some webinars, and we're super excited to you know, have the release of chat out there. So, you know, why chat? You know, was put to me as a question is why create chat? And what we found is that, you know, communication is absolutely the heartbeat of your operation. We're already using Resolution. A lot of the people in the room tonight are obviously users. There might be a few newies here, but we are using you know, the tools that we've already developed over the past years, the great record keeping, the tasking, the maps, the map layers. You know, we're already bringing a whole team together. But because at Resolution we are, you know, we listen to our client base. It's something we're really proud of, and you know, we take feedback all the time. And we thought that there was something missing. What was coming out, there was something missing, and that was just actually those quick day-to-day chats. You know, the ones that aren't tasks, they're not records, but you know, the ones that actually keep your whole team in sync. So they needed a better home, and that's where Resolution Chat comes in. So you know, we think that this is really going to lighten up your workflow. And it isn't just for big teams. This, you know, a few people have put the question, so, you know, is this only suits the people with staff? But, you know, I feel that even the old one-man powerhouse bandit out there slaving away, he's not on his own. He's got a huge crew around him of raw professionals, you know, farm advisors, consultants, vert reps, agronomists, accountants, bankers, vets, contractors, you know, even the kids. So, you know, we want to help out by, you know, bringing, you know, everyone into this one seamless spot. And that's, you know, it all helps efficiencies at the end of the day. So, you know, no more scattered texts and lost emails and miscommunication. Efficiencies are huge on our farms. And so that's when, you know, the people said to us, you know, we think, you know, we need somewhere to put day-to-day chat. So, all right, well, let's go and develop chat. And like all things, but like farming or your crop, your plant, it doesn't happen overnight. But we're very stoked to have it here today. And it's working in that app that you're already in multiple times a day. So, you know, it has been a bit of a wait, but yeah, we're excited to have it here. So, yeah, without probably me going on too much, how we're gonna sort of structure this is we're gonna bring the girls in and ask a few questions around, you know, what the problem was and the solution. Then we're going to move through and actually show you part of the app, and then we'll move back into the girls are going to jump back in and you know, show a few of their chats and a few of those examples of what they're using and how they're using it already in that short time that we've been using it. So yeah, like always, I'm probably going to learn something tonight. Every time it's the beauty of Resolution, it's so flexible to how these girls are using it. So yeah, so probably the first question I want to touch on is the problem. And we know out there, you know, part of these conversations with our clients was the WhatsApp messengers. Everyone we were talking to were using WhatsApp or Messenger or Snapchat or some way, you know, when you ask them, you know, what tech do you use on farm already? And that probably, you know, yeah, led us to the question of, you know, what led you to those platforms, ladies, and, you know, what are some of the frustrations that came with that? So I'll let you kick it off, Kirstie.
Basically, it's just clear lines of communication. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take what the guys have got in their top 5% of their brain and having it somewhere where everyone can see it. So the guys, they're automatically checking VAT temperatures, but if someone's already done it and noted it down, they just chuck it in the chat. And that just saves the next person from walking past it. Yes, they should be walking past it anyway, but, and it's cows locked away like we're a log. We're a big scale farm, if I can reduce the amount of Ks from bikes going down to lock a herd away that someone's already locked away, like it's money in the bank. So that's why we've kind of implemented that. And I found that WhatsApp was kind of getting a wee bit muted because it was dinging all the goddamn time. So, I ignored it. They were probably ignoring it. And I'm one of those people that has like all my apps, apart from the important ones, muted. So, with no notifications.
Yeah,
So,
I'd have to agree with Kirstie as well. It was all about having it in one place and not having a whole heap of communication like your Messenger and your WhatsApp. We originally had WhatsApp as well, and then it was pretty easy for us to just put it into resolution. So that's where they're recording their records and tasks anyway. So everyone's in one place for communication, and easy to find. Found it much easier for everyone to find.
And I know myself, I've got a young family and I'm involved in a few groups, and I don't know, but I seem to get a new chat added every day. There's people that just love to make chats, and you wonder where that communication was. Geez, was that a WhatsApp? Was it a Messenger? Someone added me to Snapchat. They come in through that thick and fast with different groups, and we've got our other mates chats as well, and for me it was muddying the water, and you're probably the same. Lots going on, but our farms are obviously our biggest part of our operations, aren't they?
Yeah, and having all that farm chat all in one spot now,
yes,
keeps it a lot clearer.
Yeah, cool, sweet. So that we probably answered the questions there of what the frustrations were of coming that set up, and that is just that that loss of communication and things everywhere, and like a lot of people say when they talk to us, the main thing is to I just needed in one spot. So that's hence why you move that side of that part of it into resolution. So, what differences does it make having chat, right alongside the work and resolution instead of in a separate app for you?
So I'm someone that's got a terrible memory, and I'll read it, especially like our shopping list chat. And then I'm like, okay, yeah, no, I need to ring that guy and order those parts tomorrow. But by the time I've fought one child to get into the car and, fed everything, I've forgotten. So I will pull whatever the parts the guys need that I need to make a phone call about, and I'll create it as a task, as a reminder for myself. And then that alerts me at 8:05 because they're open. So I'm going to ring them then, and then it leaves my brain and I completely forget about it till they turn up. So that's the easiest part about it, because you can't pull from WhatsApp to resolution to create a task for yourself.
Yeah, and we mainly keeping our records and our tasks originally where the records and tasks are. But there is, like you said, there's an odd occasion where we've chucked something in chat and then been like, oh, actually, that is something that would be really good for a record. And it's just so easy to click on that chat and add it as a record, and vice versa. But like today, I updated our mating plan, which sits as a record, but I was able to send it straight into chat just to let everyone know that it was updated, and then everyone could see.
Yeah, that's great. What about the transition, Liz, to using chat? How did you make the swap?
Really easy. We just made the exact same groups in resolution as we had in WhatsApp, with the same headings, the same people in those certain groups, and I said, see you in resolution. and never look back. So really simple.
That's
We
good.
were pretty much the same, but then I made more groups.
Well, that's the beauty of it. You can make as many groups as you like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And it was really natural for the team to shift across for you guys. Like it's
Yeah.
no one. Yep.
Yeah, really easy.
Cool. No, that's what we like to hear. Cool. So I think before we move on to some more questions to the girls, what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to jump in to the chat and share sort of some of the functionality of it. We don't want to dive too deep tonight into the functionality because what we have done is our team has spent a long time making our videos uh, through the website in our new help centre, which shows you all these little bits and pieces that it can do. So that's a go-to place if you haven't done it before. I think Tess is going to put these links in the after we send out this email afterwards. But it's the support. You go to a website and you go to support, and we can find the things. So I'll just share away. And sharing.
Yeah, you're all good, Henry. I can see your phone and now your resolution.
Did have it open before, but that was always never the same, is it? Cool. So obviously everyone that's here, and hopefully I think most of the people here tonight are already on resolution, but this is resolution in the app. We get to, with this technology, the best thing that probably came out of COVID was the ability for us to be able to share our screens to show off our awesome tool. So chat sits along the bottom of your screen. Okay, so for anyone that hasn't found chat or they're looking at their phones going, why have I not got chat? That was probably one of the biggest questions that we asked when we brought it out, because what the thing was, we were working on chat and behind the scenes, and all of a sudden we said, yep, we're good to go, and we turned it on. So if you haven't got it and you haven't added yourself to a chat group yet, I'll just explain a little bit of how to do that. So if you go down to the bottom and go to more, okay, just click on more and go to the settings, and then you'll see your users. Okay, so this, if you're just a worker on the farm and you're wondering why you can't actually go in there and see this, it's because the farm manager has to turn this on for you. But if you are the farm manager and you're not, or owner, and aren't seeing seeing chat come up, come in here and turn it on. Okay, so you've got three different settings. You've got user, and then if you want people to create chat groups, because obviously you don't want to have to create all your own, or the staff want to create some of their own groups, you can give them chat, give them create, and then the ability to obviously manage as well, which is normally just aligns with the owners or the property managers. Okay, so that's how you find chat. If I just go back, okay, and we go down down the bottom here, and we find chat. And this is where all of our groups sit. Okay, so these are all the different groups that I have got for this farm. If you had multiple farms, up here is where you can click on your list and you'll have your different farms and all the different chats that you can have in your different groups as well. Okay, but I'm just going to explain to you on our own Money Musk farm here tonight what it looks like, just to keep it nice and clear. All right, so I've gone down through here, and you can hit the big blue plus button and you can create these chats. So it allows you to add different people to different chats that you need. So it's not all about having the same people. Making different ones, inviting people from outside, and that's what I spoke about before. The people outside of your farm staff, all those professionals that we work with that are in here. So for a good example of that, I've got my catalyst chat, and what we found was that our agronomists and that are in here all the time doing our records and tasks using our fantastic features of resolution, but something that was missing was the crossover with the delivery person and the agronomists themselves. So this way now we've added the delivery driver this season, we've added the agronomist, so when someone drops something off, everyone now is in the same loop. So that's where I talk about of adding those things. It's not replacing these guys already doing the tasking and records for me, but it's the little wins that we can get outside that, where straight away George the other day took a photo and told me that it was dropped off. So now if that was linked with, say, you know, the helicopter pilot needing to know it was dropped in the shed or something like that, you know, you can add them as well. Okay, so also inside of that, it allows us to put backgrounds and different backgrounds of what the chats look like, so you can identify different, you know, we've got different animals and things in behind the farm chats and whatever. So just to be able to customize them, I think, to make it so that it's not all, they don't all look like one. You can put different labels and that here. So yeah, so you know, when you create that new chat, you hit the blue plus, and you can go and add the people you need to add to your chat. Okay, and then here's where you can upload all your different bits you need. You know, add a nice background, which I think I saw some cool examples of what Kirstie that have got to make sure you know you're in the right group too. Just wee visual things like that, which help out along the way. All right. So some of the features that sit alongside with resolution, we've always been really good at trying to make things work together. We hate duplication as farmers. That's one of our biggest banes. So, we've got our records and we've got our tasks and we've got our chat, but the ability to be able to interlink them all is really, really important to us. So, down here where we're writing a message, we've also got all those amazing features that we already had anyway. Been able to add photos, been able to, time's out of me. Okay, I'm actually multitasking here because I'm using one finger, which they said males can't do, but I reckon I'm doing all right. Mouse in one hand showing you where I'm pointing, and using my thumb on the other. But so you can add these attachments, photos, videos, text file. The attach record, the audio recorders, the same things, the same functions that are in in the records and tasks. But we can also go in from here and we can go and attach a record. So for instance, we wanted to go and grab something from our record things here. So we go into it would chuck me back across to records, and then I would just select, it brings the wee select button up and allows us to go and select that record. Okay, so put the record in there, you could write something about it and fire it away. Okay, so then it allows then when people are in that chat and that's instant, boom, up it comes, notification, they can then click on this place here and it will just take them back to that specific record. And because resolution, it was already a great communication portal, but it just adds that little bit of extra for us. Okay, so from there we can go hit the arrow and we can go back to the chat from here as well. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. And vice versa, you can go the other way. If you put something in there, I think Kirstie's going to show some examples of that. If you put something in here that now needs to become a record or a task to someone, that's all there. So also been able to long press on, lots of here, and you can do all the same functionality that you can in those social media platforms. You can star messages, you can reply, you can forward them, and do all sorts. You can see who's seen them, which is another big thing that came up. Who's seen them and when they saw them. Okay, so that's just by long pressing on that record. So yeah, I'm not going to go into too much of the functionality and all the little bits of help and things here, because inside of each of these it allows you to add people, it allows you to change them and to suit themselves. So it's not a hard feature because most of us are all familiar with it already. So it's just like I say, it's an add-on to what we do. Okay, so that's my little share.
It's probably also worth mentioning that people that aren't in a group can't see that group, so it's not filling up their timelines of chats.
Cool. Yeah. Thanks, Trace. It's a really good point. Yeah. So and it's keeping that farming stuff right to farming, isn't it? So you're not, like I say, we're not getting clattered with those school groups and bits and pieces inside of this. So we exactly know, like we talk about efficiencies, that's where we can really see the benefits. Okay. So yeah, just fits in there nicely. So cool. Okay. Some of the efficiencies. Has chat made your day-to-day updates faster or reduced the need for calls and other apps?
Yeah, definitely. So like one of our chats is, obviously cows locked away. If that comes through that Rob's gone down there and he's fed out silage, usually he's not locking away the cows after milking. So he just puts through that first herd's locked. And so it just saves one guy going down there on a bike. You know, it might be a 10-15 minute round trip basically for him to go down, check the troughs, check the cows. But if it's come through that the cow's locked away and they're happy, they don't need to go down there. And just like dosatron done. So you go, the dosatron's done, but if it's hasn't gone down, obviously something's blocked because it hasn't gone down yesterday either. So, you just know that it's just taking this top 5% from the guys and just chucking it out there. It takes them 2 seconds to write what they've done.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And then, yeah, we also, I think it's everyone can see what you're saying. So
Yeah.
quite often in a day, we don't have everyone in the same spot, or I won't even see anyone on that day. Or I'll talk to someone at the shed and tell them something, but that doesn't allow all the others to know what's going on. So by posting it in the chat, something we don't need to keep as a record or as a task, but everyone gets to see it. And I think keeping communication open between everyone and everyone knows what happens. And like you said, getting that 5% out, like they can just put it down and then they don't have to remember, and it's there and everyone else can see it. And everyone's probably going to get a good look at this when you show your chat groups, because you've got some good stuff there. We'll probably do a little bit less than what you do, but the same concept is keeping that communication open and everyone knowing what is going on.
Yes, definitely. I just think it's key for making everything come that little bit more efficient. Like, 5 minutes here is 5 minutes earlier that they're home as well.
Yeah.
And Tracy, you sort of mentioned there, something that's very relevant this time of year is around your carving. You want to speak a wee bit on that? You talk about that visibility for the team. How crucial is what you're doing there around carving in your chat.
Yeah, so we have a chat group which is called our carving chat group, and it is so every time someone goes to the paddock with the springers, they'll check them and then they'll just write down who's carved, what's happening. We have this terminology thing called ing. If it's 115 is ing, it means she's carving. And then the next person comes along and they can have a look and they'll be like, either 115 is carved or we need to do something about it. And it just means this carving chat is open. Everyone can see what is going on. It keeps it live, and it just, everyone visually can see what's going on. You can search that number. But as soon as you've written it down, you don't have to remember cow numbers. When you've got 800 cows and you've got numbers everywhere and you're reading them all day, just writing it down and letting the team know what's going on. And it's a good chat. And then when the cows have calved, they'll put all the cows calved on that chat, and then the person that comes to do Minder will then transfer them into Minder, and they're all there from anywhere on the farm. You can check your phone and see in that chat what's happening.
Cool. What about like the promoting learning? And our busy operations. How does the sharing of chat help your team learn from each other? We probably covered that a little bit, but want to speak on that a little bit more.
I think we have a general chat, farm chat, and every morning, generally, Steve will put in a post about what's happening for the day, and from there, people can, I guess, work out what's happening that day, but then they can also work out what other people are doing, and where they're at. And I think when you're communicating all together and you're seeing how we communicate with the team and how the team can communicate with each other, it's all open, and everyone can see what's going on. So I think when you're always communicating and it's a visual, people can, I guess they're learning about how you can communicate and how important it is to communicate with each other.
Yeah, nice. Kirstie?
Yeah, and it's just easy to like send a record basically. If something needs to be done in the shed and they're not too sure about it, generally we have a video that my husband's done, and he'll just flick that through to them. If our water tanks are being dicky, he's got a video on how they're all connected and what they need to open and shut and carry on. So he'll just send that through and then gives everyone a reminder on how they've got to do it. It's just clear lines of
So
communication.
that video is potentially already sitting. That video is pretty much already sitting in your tags and your records, and then you can just go and quickly grab that, and just as a refresher to that team, for the day or week or whatever.
Yeah, it's just clear lines of communication with everyone, really.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. So it seems to be the theme of it, the communication, and obviously that all leads to those efficiencies, doesn't it? That we're not doubling up. We hate repeating ourselves to one staff and then to another one and to someone else, and it's just bringing it all together. So I reckon we need to probably jump in and get you girls to share and show us some of these amazing chats that you've been testing over the last month. So while you do that, and and it's just that ability. So if you want to start sharing, whoever wants to go first.
You go, Kirstie.
Okay, let's make sure I can do it.
I'll let Kirstie do that.
Yeah.
But and it's just like I say, I've touched on a few times about the staff, and great to have chats to them, but it's just bringing those outside people in too that I'm going to definitely investigate more on my property. I have added my accountant already to see whether I don't know if I want to be getting messages from the accountant and tell us that I've got tax due, but it's things like that are ending up in my emails where if because it's my operation and I want to bring it all together, why not test it with these people to go, oh, well, let's bring it into one, and you let me know in there when I've got to do things, and I'll pretend I saw it. So
You want to have a crack, Tracy? Just
Yep.
oh, okay.
Yep, you're sharing, Trace. You'll just need to jump into your resolution. Yep, all good.
Right, here we go. So when you look at this compared to looking at Kirstie's, you'll notice that, hang on a sec. You'll notice that there's less and more. So I'm just going to click in. We have our general farm chat. And it's just basically, this is where we chat to each other. We'll just go and see what. So here's like this morning update that I talked about this morning, just letting everyone know sort of what's going on each morning. Henry talked about the weather. Yes, we had a stuck motorbike this morning. So it is like Rebecca just letting everyone know that we are down a motorbike. Then everyone knows straight away where it is and what's happened. Then here's where I put a record in this morning. We tail painted our herd today to update, get them all sorted for pre-mating heats, which start this week. So I just updated the mating policy and the records, and I just chucked it into the chat just to let them know that it was updated and where to find it. And and then here, we've been having a little bit of trouble with our teat sprayer, and Steve just letting them know what's happening with it. And that Progressive was out today to get it fixed. So I guess it's just everyone, just a place that we can just let everyone know what is going on. So if we go out of that chat, we have our farm inventory, which I know a lot of people also have like a shopping list one. And this is just, look, there's Cheezel, he needs food. That's our cowshed cat, super important. Just letting everyone know what we need. So if I'm ever in town getting things, I can just check on here anytime, anywhere, and see what we need. So Morgan needed yellow leg bands, so I've just chucked in that I got them. And so it's just keeping everyone updated with what we need for our inventory. And there, and then this is the calved cows chat that I was talking about. So this morning, one cow calved. So it's just everyone popping in here and just letting us know what's going on, what cows have calved. And at the moment, so 844 this morning was Ing. Hopefully she's calved by now. But you could get the picture of what's going on. And just lets everyone know what is going on in our calving paddock. Yeah, so that's basically what we have on our chat. Pretty simple, not a lot. Yeah.
Nice.
Right, see if that'll go.
Cool, you're in your resolution now.
Cool. So that's come up.
Yep, you're all good.
Yep.
Perfect. So you'll see I've probably got a few more. Like I said, it's just that taking that top 5% and driving efficiencies. But you'll also see that there's one that says home safe every day. We had a meeting with our friends at WorkSafe, and one of their questions was, how do you know everyone's home at the end of the day? And I was like, well, 4 of them drive past my house. And he's like, oh, are you home every day at 5:30? And I was like, well, no. So he suggested this. He suggested it on Facebook Messenger, but I've got that one muted too. So we went with this one. And so basically the guy's just chucking a home emoji when they're home at the end of the day. And if we haven't seen them all come through, we just put a message out and say, hey guys, are you guys home? Just to make sure that, you know, again, that they're home safe every day. The shopping list is my favorite one because I got sick of trying to filter through 900 messages on WhatsApp to find what I needed when I was going into town. And it's basically, it's just a bit of communication about that. So yeah, Sherwin's asked for this, it's already ordered, and I had a phone call from Farm Source saying that they're going to be out later with our Ida Shield that we're waiting on. So, but here's the beautiful part. Because I've got the attention span and memory of an ant, I send myself reminders.
So Kirstie, for people that didn't see her click, she just clicked on that. She's actually pushed that to a task straight from the chat. So we couldn't see you.
So I will order that from Morrison's tomorrow. And I will get an alert at 8 AM for that. So when I'm in town dropping the kids off, I will remember to actually go to Morrison's and not drive past them, which happens also a lot. So
Oh my God, I love that, Kirstie. That is exactly what I need in my life.
sometimes you're like, I will remember that, and then you got your go homes on and a list of 6 jobs that you need to do when you get home, and so it doesn't actually fly. So yeah, we have vet chat. It's just, you know, if the tank has been, that they know it's been washed, or before they get, you know, someone's done it so they don't have to race back before milking. You know, they can have a bit of a longer lunch because the vet's been washed, it's ready to go. And then they chuck the temperature in. Because again, my husband and I aren't really there at the end of the day or the end of milking. And if we're having refrigeration issues, that's the easiest way for us to see as well.
Okay, so do you just have sort of meetings with your staff around, you know, putting this information in there? You know, you just say, right, this is what we're doing now. We're going to use resolution chat and the staff pick it up fine, and it's just, you know, that's just part of your policy.
Yeah. So when we onboarded resolution, our team as bad as this sounds, our team actually ran with it quicker than Rob and I ran with it. And shouldn't say that, sell it. And we've got a full international team. Like, I mean, we've got, what have I got? I got 2 Filipinos, an Irish girl, a Costa Rican, an Argentinian, and I have another English girl, and then I had another English girl for carving, and then there's Rob and I. So yeah, full international team, and these guys are just nailing it basically.
Awesome.
Which is
That's
really
brilliant.
cool to see, and has streamlined everything
Yeah,
perfectly.
your vet chat, we also have had problems over the years with the vets, and we just have a visual check sheet that they have to sign and write the temp in at the vet every day. But I think I might have to take this to the team actually and see if this is something that they would like to do, because yeah, if it, I do, like, we're the same. We'll get our team and I'll just be like, do you think this would be a good idea? But I'm going to show them yours.
Yeah, well, if you want screenshots, let me know and I'll send it to you. Yeah, and then we've got the Dostron and the feed silos. It's basically, it's just, you know, clear lines of communication, right? You know, they know they've done it, but no one else knows that it's been done. And that's how they can also find that there's a water leak, because Sherwin's done it this morning, and then it's empty by lunch. Like, you know, if we didn't have that, they'd probably just think that it hadn't have been done. So, you know,
and when you occasionally get away, on a holiday, Kirstie, you can also just see it, you know, right there, that it is is getting done as well.
Stuff's just getting done. So yeah, same with herds shut. Put a picture behind them. And so you'll see here, Rob obviously fed out to the first herd this morning at 9 a.m. And so he shut the gate on his way out.
Right.
So yeah, that's
Well, you dairy farmers got a lot more to think about than us sheep and beef people, but
yeah.
I'm sure there's actually plenty of examples too of you know, things that are going through my head as we're looking at these, of how I can you know, with our team, with our family too. My sister
You
might
could
be
just
listening
make
tonight.
a chat to yourself, so you don't have to do what I used to do and have like a WhatsApp group to my husband where I just brain dumped ideas and he just kept ignoring me.
That's brilliant. Absolutely
Oh
brilliant.
no, I was impressed. I went to the North Island to help with docking over the holidays, and they had a calving chat. And there's only 2 of them, so yeah, it was good. So their cows are all up in the hills with the sheep, and then they bring them down, and then once they're on the flats and they're calving, yep, they had a calving chat, which is, yeah. So you don't need a big team to have them. I agree.
Yep. It's brilliant. I'm going to work on that one too. We've moved away from the book to the notes on phone to now into chat with what that we can all see it. So, you know, these are the things that, yeah, I can see really you know, that missing piece that I was talking about before. So cool. Right, thanks, ladies. Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant. So yeah, now when I you know, spoke before about that, you know, this is another you know, like feature of resolution, but I think it was a missing piece, really. Like, it was something that we, you know, like I say, we listened to our client base, and it was something that was just missing the whole time, and it's just going to allow us to run faster and smoother, I feel. So yeah, but no, that's got to end of that. How we tracking, Tess, and you know, any gnarly questions for the team yet?
Yeah, no, it went well. I have actually been doing some support, which has been great. I've had a couple texts come. So I did have one question come up around the getting chat activated on your phone, which is a help center, and it has some amazing tutorials on how to get activated with that. But if you do go in and select your permissions for it for your team, it may not show up straight away, and you may have to refresh with your little arrows at the top right hand side of your app. So if you're not seeing it, try that, and then if you're still having any issues, do reach out to us through the website and support, and we'll get someone to help you out. We did have another question around notifications. So what's the notifications like for people receiving messages or being added or mentioned in a chat? And whereabouts can you check that, Henry? Just because there could be a couple more people wanting to know.
Yeah, so the notifications for chat, they work a little bit differently from our notifications that sit in, for our tasks in our notification bar, because what we found is we don't want to overdo our notification bar for our tasks and our comments, because resolution is already a massive communicational portal already. You had comments and we've got tasks, and they're all coming to notifications. So what they do come in, and they come in exactly like your push notifications do for WhatsApp or whatever. They will ping up a what you call a push notification on your phone. And you'll see it ping up, and the minute you click on that, obviously it will, it'll ping you straight to that chat where it came from. But we've also, spent a lot of time in making sure that when you do, it takes you to that right chat, but also shows you what chat. I've showed you before, but it was highlighted black if you had unread messages, or it'll tell you with a wee number of where those messages are too. So especially someone with multiple farms. Multiple chats come in to say it might be a contract or something, and they've got lots going on. They need to know exactly where to find them. So there are all those push notifications that will come through, and we've spent a whole lot of time. Notifications are an absolute beast of a thing. We've learned a lot about notifications, and our tech team are doing a fantastic job, of fine-tuning them all the time just to make them absolutely seamless, because for chat to work properly, it has to be right up there as good as WhatsApp Messenger. So yeah, you'll just see it where your notifications come on your normal phone. That's where you'll find it. So cool. I think as we move through this journey, we're really excited, and the team of how everyone's going to use chat. It's going to be really, really interesting. I know. It's work alongside all those, let's say, those good features we already have, and then just adding it as we go. So, any feedback's good feedback too, and we always take it well. So, just keep it coming into us. Let whoever you know dealing with, and also you can reach out to the support team, like Tess said, if you have any problems. So, if is that us, Tess, or no questions?
I will just mention in our help center, there is a lot of other tutorials as well. So you will be able to find more around the notifications. And it's just a step-by-step guide to get more in depth in what actually each function really is. So you will be able to find that on our resolution website. I feel like I'm a bit repeating, but on our resolution website under support and our help center, there's some amazing tutorials there. So do check it out and make use of those resources.
And that's something that's never ending, adding to. We're always adding extras in there. So, go and make yourself familiar with it, because it's such an easy place to find those now. So, yeah.
I'd just like to congratulate the team on taking on board whenever we ask for something. Like Henry and me talked about this, I don't know, way back how I was getting annoyed because everyone's got their little chat groups, and now look, here it is in front of us. So whenever we ask, resolution go out of their way to find a solution. So congratulations and thank you.
Thanks, Richard. I was gonna mention you earlier on, but I thought I wouldn't pick any names. But I know we had a lengthy conversation about that exact point, because it's just your team, your busy team, trying to keep it all in that same spot. So no, that's awesome. Thank you. Anyone else? Cool. Oh, well, we'll let everyone carry on with their evenings.